transfer, 2-year starter at Eastern Kentucky. Donovan Sims at guard, 6'1", 160, now a graduate from Murfreesboro, one of their top players in program history. Justin Buford, 6'6", 185, a freshman transfer, second-year freshman, Shelton State Junior College, last year out of Selma, Alabama. Eli Lawrence at a guard, 6'5", 185, a sophomore from Atlanta, one of 5 Blue Raiders from Atlanta. And Josh Jefferson, grad transfer from Wisconsin Green Bay, 6'2", 190 from New Albany, Indiana, their leading scorer at 12.2 points per game. Our officials are Kevin Mathis, Amy Bonner, and Alexander Thompson. And both teams wearing road colors this evening. Mean Green in green. White letters and numbers. Blue Raiders in blue. White letters and numbers. That's a different look.
Yeah, not a bad collision of colors here between two old rivals going back to the Sun Belt Conference.
Usman and Dishman ready to jump center as soon as Kevin Mathis is ready. As the Mean Green try to start another winning streak after seeing their 6-game streak ended 2 nights ago. And Usman wins the tap back into the backcourt. Mean Green shooting at the goal to our right. And work it up high for Abu. One dribble, looking for Reuben Jones as a cutter. Can't find him, so instead back to the point. And it's Bell working to Mardrez McBride on the left side. Shot clock under 10. Buford guarding McBride, right side cleared. He'll fire a 3 and knock the bottom out. First shot of the night.
Now 37 combined points the last 2 games coming in. He's had a hot hand, especially in the first half, Dave.
27th 3 of the year. Middle Tennessee bringing Dishman way outside. Their big man at just 6'6", but he's powerful 235. And he's now backing down Usman into the low block. Spins around him, throws it away. Stolen at the high post by J.J. Murray. 2-on-1 break. Bounce pass to McBride, lays it in. He's got the first 5 points.
Boy, that's a nifty delivery on the hop by J.J. Murray. Excellent finish in transition.
Off of his steal. J.J. 9th in the conference. A steal and 2/3 per game, his average. Dishman up high, dribbling off to the right wing. Still trying to establish him low, and he throws it away again, trying to find Donovan Sims at the quarter court, and he sent it into the stands.
You're the coach, you're on the road, you hate to see your team open with sloppiness and back-to-back possessions. That's all you can say about the way the Blue Raiders have disregarded the rock.
Well, I bet next possession somebody handles it besides Deandre Dishman. Reuben Jones has it, bounces up high, drive to Bell, hemmed in underneath, back outside to Murray, Jones, and now Bell back outside. He fires up a 3 and he swishes, and it's 8-0.
Bell is at 30% on his usage rate, meaning possessions end with him doing something either good or bad. That was good.
Well, maybe third time a charm for Dishman. Abu Usman giving him 10 feet of room from the top of the key. Gets to Jefferson, little weave action out front. Sims cut off by Murray. Pass into the lane, now Dishman. Him down low, back outside Sims. Up fake, backs out, fires up a 3 short. Long rebound to J.J. Murray. And gets mugged as the front court gets it taken away by the Blue Raiders, and they go underneath and get the first bucket of the game by Dishman.
Tough luck for J.J. Murray. Comes up with a steal, but then a lot of bumping, and the ball ends up going back the other way.
A little backcourt pressure applied by Eli Lawrence on Reuben Jones, who now walks it up. And has it knocked away cleanly by Eli Lawrence. Long levered guard, drives, breakaway, slam.
Well, this is a guy you have to be physical with, and he just showed that he doesn't mind physicality. A long lefty wing with transition points to settle things down for middle.
6'5", 185. He looks a lot wirier than a 6'5" body. So 8-4 as Reuben Jones bumped out front by Buford. Into the corner, feeds Murray, drives down the baseline, into traffic, goes up, and will shoot 2. First foul of the game on the Blue Raiders, Justin Buford.
You love the tenacity of J.J. Murray. He comes in only averaging 4 points per game. He's in there for defense primarily, and yet he saw an opportunity to take it into the teeth of the defense, moving right to left along that baseline.
Doesn't get to the line much. These will be his 7th and 8th free throws of the season, and his first is good. He's now 3 for 7.
You'd like to think if he got there more often, he would get that percentage up, but right now, bubbling around 33%. He's just too smart a guy and too good an athlete for that number not to look better.
One more free throw for the now 6th year. Senior from Rockwall, and he's short. Abu Usman, though, takes the rebound underneath and throws it away. Lawrence stepped in front of McBride, has another steal.
Boy, you had a fresh shot clock, no need to rush.
Pass into the lane, double clutching in traffic, scoring, counted for Sims, and he got blocked underneath.
Well,
Usman flat on his back, unable to draw the charge. Instead, picks up the first Mean Green foul.
tough last minute for Abu Usman with the throwaway and then picking up his first personal, trying to get back on defense underneath.
Donovan Sims is a 96% free throw shooter.
Yeah, they got two good ones, Sims and Jefferson, both mid-90s at the stripe.
And he gets the roll on his, and it's 9-7 Mean Green after an 8-0 start. Backcourt pressure, Tyler Perry has checked in, and there's backcourt fouling going on before the pass is even inbounded, and it's on Eli Lawrence. Hyper-aggressive start for him.
Trying to slow down his man from getting open. We'll see JJ take a seat for the first time. You know what that means. TP is in there.
Well, he was trying to inbound it when the foul was committed, and Lawrence checks out. Tyler Millen checks in. The bounce pass into Reuben Jones, who is now marked in the backcourt by Teofil Leonard Jr. Boy, is he a popular man in the Super Pit tonight. We'll explain that as McBride bounces down the left baseline. And Abu Usman tries to turn the corner on Dishman. Out of a double team, turns, hooks, not quite. Rebound underneath by Millen. A 6'7", 205 sophomore from Calera, Alabama, early season starter before he was struck with pancreatitis, and he fires up a three. No good, one-handed rebound pulled down flat-footed by Usman. And the outlet to Perry. Tyler into the front court off a high Usman pick. Bounce pass right corner. Jones a catch and shoot three, and it's good, and the Mean Green are on from deep, 12-7.
Kind of toilet bowled that one down, but he got the kind roll as it whisked its way through the twine.
3 for 3 from three by Bell, McBride, and now Jones. And Dishman up high with a hand back for Sims. In a switch, picked up by the bigs. Bell and Usman into the corner, fires a long two, misses, and there's a rebound foul underneath. This will also lead into a timeout with 15:50 in the first half. And a timeout with the Mean Green on top, 12-7. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield.
How about that? Rice won, 85-80.
How? They did it again. Wow.
That's still
hey,
a
you know
letdown
what,
for UAB.
Tyler? You come out of this break with that, just that, and then you take the ID. You do the UAB Rice score. Okay. Right.
And remember, you're at the Ramey King Insurance Sports Desk. Freshly varnished.
Who is being honored here?
Oh, that's Doc Schaefer's retiring.
Doc who?
Dr. Schaefer, team doctor.
Oh.
Moving to Albuquerque to be with grandkids. Nice guy, really good guy.
Blue Raiders inbound after the timeout. They work for a three, and it is a round and out from the right wing by Josh Jefferson, their leading scorer with his first attempt. And the rebound pulled down by North Texas, and here comes Tyler Perry. Matched up with Cameron Weston, 6'3", 195, sophomore from Albany, Georgia. Southeastern Junior College his first 2 years.
He's been playing really, really well for the Blue Raiders of late.
Perry dribbles into a crowd in the circle. Help left wing from McBride, back to Perry. Jefferson trying to strip him. Shot clock at 5, backs out. Thinks better of it, kneels to the corner. McBride now up top. As the shot clock expires, Jones misses a 3, and that's the first miss from deep by the Mean Green, who hit their first 3. Still on top 12-7, 5 minutes gone in the Super Pit.
Ruben knew he had to rush it, and that probably took him out of his normal rhythm.
Dishman slings a bounce pass underneath, finds Josh Jefferson, fouled as he lays it in.
Gotta like a pass from up high that's that nice through the defense on the back door. Good finish, obviously, but that's all about the passing.
A rare foul on Mardrez McBride. That is his 18th foul of the season. This is game 13.
Yeah, and that's a guy that's averaging 32 minutes a game, so he has been playing very disciplined basketball, trying to break one up underneath there to pick up a rare foul on him.
Josh Jefferson, their other great free throw shooter, nails it. He is 94%, and for the season now 29 of 31. So his three-point play against the two-point game, 12-10. Full court pressure. Jones inbounding to Perry, and they are 2-1-2, trying to trap near midcourt, and they commit a foul in midcourt instead as Perry tries to hit J.J. Murray. Over his back is Josh Jefferson.
You're facing that press, you want to try to get the ball either to the middle of the court or reverse it, pass it opposite of where you are. Middle's pretty good about clogging things up at the midcourt.
So each team now with 3 fouls. Jones inbounding midcourt to Perry. Tyler, one of 4 reserves in the nation to lead their teams in scoring. He dribbles it off his foot and then commits a foul trying to get it back. Or did he? Yes, they do say Tyler Perry with his first, team's 4th.
Tried to split a double team, lost the ball, then yes, just kind of what you would call a frustration foul at the end of making a mistake and trying to quickly make up for it.
So the Blue Raiders now with Christian Fussell up top, 6'10", 215. Second-year freshman from Decatur, Georgia. Cut off down low is Weston. They work it to Millen in the near corner. Huge mismatch against Tyler Perry. Doesn't attack, though. Bounces to Fussell. Now Leonard, and he gets Perry up off his feet, and he lands on him. Convincing up fake. Back-to-back fouls on the Mean Green scoring leader. 2
quick ones, and you mentioned this earlier, Leonard, the player who brought a bunch of fans with him. He's the one with a nice little move right there. He had a whole bus full of people that came all the way from Snyder to watch him play here at the Pit.
And they're pretty easy to spot.
Yeah?
They are pretty much an entire section.
In blue.
Very much in blue. So Teofil Leonard Jr. from Snyder inbounding to Weston. Bounce comes left side to Jefferson. Dres McBride replacing Perry after that second foul. Aaron Scott's checked into the game. And Weston out front, guarded at point by Bell. Gives to Jefferson, drives from the left side, off balance runner, no good. Offensive rebound, pulled down by Millen, but a foul underneath on J.J. Murray, and that already 6 Mean Green team fouls with 13:54 in the first half.
Yeah, and you don't want to spot Middle into a comfortable first half at the free throw line. They're just too good at it as a team.
Inbounding, another foul. This is an offensive foul by Leonard, who took the shot, leaned in, scored, wiped out with his first, and the team's 4th.
Let's go ahead and track him. Coaches said you should be able to get at least 3 charges today on Middle Tennessee. That's number 1. 22nd charge taken on the season by the Mean Green.
Blue Raiders again, 1-2-2 full court pressures. Jones inbounds in the deep corner to McBride. Loops it to Jones, and the pass to midcourt off the hands of Murray. It was too hot, stolen by Fussell, and the Blue Raiders give it right back. A pass from Jefferson to Leonard out of bounds.
Crisp is not a word we can use right now. Both teams just speeding themselves up a little bit. You know, you have something to do with it whenever there's turnovers, but sometimes it's your own fault, and that's exactly what's happened on Middle Tennessee's unforced error.
We've seen 9 turnovers, 5 by North Texas, 4 by Middle already. As again, in the backcourt, they come up with a steal to the deck now. Murray trying to keep it alive, and a loose ball, and what is the call now by Amy Bonner?
Quick whistle. Looked like activity was still occurring.
It definitely was. and then suddenly it stopped, and it's going to be middle inbounding on the sideline. There was no foul, there was no timeout, there was no tie-up.
Kickball that results in a end of the scrum. I don't really understand why the whistle blew.
Yeah, she didn't indicate, and neither of her partners do either. Middle inbounding with 20 on the shot clock. The throw-in goes to Weston. Weston against Murray, 12-10, Mean Green, 13.5 to go in the half. Now Fussell, matched with Thomas Bell. High-low feed, uncovered Leonard, a wide open slam, and the entire Snyder section standing and applauding.
For his 17th dunk of the year.
Inbounds and pressure to midcourt, to JJ, to Bell. Alley-oop, too tall for Scott, off his fingertips, fights for it. Bell picks it up off the floor. Outside now, a drive by Reuben Jones, and a left-hand runner almost goes, but he draws contact.
Excellent little head fake at the head of the key and then plunging deep into the lane. Nice move by Reuben Jones. Couldn't secure the finish, but he definitely drew the contact he was asking for.
Foul on Tyler Millen is his first. Lots of turnovers, lots of fouls in the first 7 minutes.
Yep, whistle happy here in this late matinee affair.
And Reuben Jones to the line. He is 58%, and his first free throw is good. The Mean Green, as a team, are 70%. That's fourth best in the conference. It's mostly because Tyler Perry is 43 of 47 by himself, 91.5%. Jones knocks down both. He has 5, and it's 14-12 Mean Green.
Tyler Perry and Thomas Bell both good at the line. The rest of the team needing to play some catch-up.
Includes some of the guards, which you do not expect this deep into the season. Back in, Eli Lawrence. On the handle at the point is Cameron Weston. And Weston matched with Bell into the right corner. A drive by Millen, and the left-hand runner goes, his first two.
Marquez McBride had a chance to stab that ball away and couldn't get there quick enough on the wing.
Tied at 14. Jones out of a trap pass into the front court, off of Murray, and picked up by Lawrence. Long alley-oop, goes off the rim, comes down underneath to Leonard. He misses, looks for a foul, didn't get it. Mean Green ball the other way. McBride takes it deep and gets blocked from behind all the way out of bounds. It goes by Fussell.
Wild action at both ends. Thomas Bell with a solid deflection to our left, then back down to our right. You get another ball sailed out of bounds. So the block action has been at a premium here in the last few minutes.
Leonard out, Jefferson out, Weston out. And now Jefferson back in. It's Millen who will come out. Tyler Perry back in with 2 fouls. So getting a little trust here with 12-17 in the first half. Tied at 14, Perry to inbound underneath the Mean Green basket. And the bounce into the right corner goes to Bell. Side cleared, one-on-one, backing down Buford, backing, turns, hooks, and he missed it, and the rebound taken by Donovan Sims. And here comes middle. 14-14, runner, no good from the left wing by Sims. Cleaned up, though, underneath by Buford with the follow on the offensive rebound. The first lead by the Blue Raiders, 16-14.
15-1 on second chance points against UAB. You don't want that stat to haunt you again.
No problem against the press this time, and down to the right baseline. A drive and a slam by Aaron Scott, 16-16.
Some freshmen are far less assertive than Scott. He attacks the rim.
Very unimpressed by D1 basketball in the best sense. Here's a 3 from the right wing, good by Josh Jefferson, his 30th of the season, 19-16 Blue Raiders.
He's a sniper that's always hunting the 3 ball, and the Mean Green knows that from the scouting report.
1-2-2 pressures caused more trouble against North Texas than I think any press they've seen so far. Bell has it. Backing down Sims in a mismatch. Backing, right baseline. Wants that hook again and gets called for an offensive foul. Expert flop by Sims.
Yeah, and Bell turns and looks at Grant McCaslin, shrugs his shoulders. I don't know that I did that, but it sends us to a timeout with a foul on Bell.
And it sends middle. Next time they're fouled into the bonus already with 11:04 still to go in the first half. Middle 19, Mean Green 16. This is Mean Green basketball. turnovers, 8 already committed by the Mean Green. They've come back forcing 4, outscored off turnovers 9-5. It's not going to get Middle out of the press anytime soon.
No, and the one player that's really struggled with it is J.J. Murray, who's normally pretty able in that department. He's not in right now and probably trying to settle himself down a little bit.
Abu Usman back in. Thomas Bell taking a seat. And Jefferson stopping at the high post. Sends it over to the right wing. And a wild missed 3 by Eli Lawrence is cleaned up by Usman. Up the right sideline goes Reuben Jones. Finally a chance to move it up without full court pressure. Tyler Perry with quarter court, looking for Ardrez McBride. Back out to the point to Perry and sends it into the corner. A 3 by McBride is good again. Drez has already 8 points, including 2 threes, and we're tied at 19.
He has really been on target from downtown on this homestand.
Deandre Dishman has returned. And again, given about 10 feet from the top of the key against Usman. Gives off Jefferson, misses on a drive, and another foul. This will be on Aaron Scott. Or will it? No, changed her mind. Amy Bonner held up 2 fingers, switched to 33. That is Usman's second. And the team's 8th.
Abu was really hot after that call. Players kind of holding him back. I think he wanted to have a word with the official to claim his case, but as you know, that doesn't work.
So Jefferson hits the first. Already has 1 3-point play, old-fashioned way, a 3-point basket. And now 2 more free throws. Now 30 of 32 on the season. Jamiah Simmons prepared to enter for the Mean Green for the first time as Jefferson connects again. Maya replacing Usman. Abu not able to get established on either side, offensively or defensively, by this middle game plan. Run to the baseline to inbound Perry into the corner. Reuben Jones, and he will be followed by Eli Lawrence. Not going for a trap this time. Pass into the right corner, goes to Scott, into the middle of the lane to Jamiah Simmons, missed the layup. Point blank pulled down by Dishman. Middle still 21-19. We're under 10 minutes to go, halfway through the first half. And a wild scramble, basically, for the first 10 minutes on both ends. Backing down is Dishman, trying to wheel and hook and score over Simmons, and it's middle by 4:23-19.
Well, we talked about Dishman with the extra pivots, and you've got to really be careful down there and patient. Looked like Maya had good position, but that second pivot got him.
Little surprise, Middle's gone away from the backcourt trap, and a foul again on Eli Lawrence, going up the left sideline, elbow to elbow with Reuben Jones, so that's his second, team 6th.
Really no reason to get away from that trap unless you're trying to conserve energy, because it was working, creating havoc, and definitely creating some roster changes for North Texas, trying to get the right guys out there that can handle it.
Well, Thomas Bell, usually one of the right guys, back in for Aaron Scott. And Bell to inbound along the far sideline to Perry. Middle by 4 to trailing early 8-0. Perry between the circles, waits for a Bell pick, goes away from it, pick and fade, pass to Bell, up fake, one-on-one with Buford. Back to Perry, shot clock under 10. Buford switching on him. And a fall away blocked by Jefferson from the side. Picks up in the backcourt, long pass front court. Jefferson trying to find Buford, and the loose underneath, and the loose ball picked up by Tyler Perry. Got popped on the nose, no call. Play continues on. Perry apparently okay at the point. Working the left side to Bell on the wing now against Sims. That's a mismatch for Thomas. Spins against him. Help comes from Dishman, and he's trapped on the low block. Tries to step through it and find a 3 in the right corner. McBride finally misses. Long and rebounded by Sims for middle. They race it into the front court. Now they'll set up. Looking to add to their 4-point lead with 8.5 minutes to go in the half.
Perez had been set in that corner for quite a while.
Picking it up. And an 18-footer by Buford, no good. Right of the circle, a rebound for Bell. Chance to get to the front court with no press to deal with. Perry to McBride, back to Tyler on the left wing. Up fake, wants to drive into this match against Dishman, who trips him up. Loose ball picked up on the deck by Perry, and now comes the whistle by Kevin Mathis on Dishman. DeAndre's first. Both teams now in the 1-1.
Dishman got on the floor trying to get ready for the tie-up, but he was too aggressive. And Dave, it's never good for the Mean Green when Tyler Perry has more fouls than points, but he has been completely negated in terms of offense here in this first half.
Well, never good. Has it ever happened before? Not in my memory. So Tyler to the line to shoot 2. Just his 4th miss Thursday night for the season. Now 43 of 47. And the front end good.
His lone misses have come in losses. When he's making free throws and getting to the line, normally it spells success for the Mean Green.
23-20. One more. Member of the Coffeyville Junior College National Championship last year. And swishes both for his first 2 points.
Yeah, MVP of that Coffeyville JUCO championship.
With that, Perry out, Murray back in.
Yeah, he was a fantastic find for the Mean Green.
23-21, Blue Raiders. 8 minutes in the first half as Cameron Weston brings it into the front court. Murray his assignment. Way up high to Fussell. Fussell listed 6'10", 215. 215 seems very generous on that body. Now to Millen, who's returned. Millen between the circles. Shot clock at 10, crowded by Jones. Off to Weston at the quarter court with 8 to shoot. And the pick and fade to Fussell. Fires outside and misses. And a one-handed rebound by Bell with a foul called on Middle as we'll go to a timeout. 7:39 remaining in the half. This foul on Cameron Weston, his first. Timeout, 23-21, Middle leads it. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield. And out of the timeout, Thomas Bell steps to the line in the 1-and-1 and misses off the back rim, rebounded by Sims.
Middle has been beating North Texas inside, 16-4 points in the paint, and on the run, 9-2 advantage on the fast break.
Weston at the point against J.J. Murray. Off to Sims. Bell still on that matchup. Middle only started 1 forward and 4 guards. Down low, Fussell in the mismatch against Jones. Turns and very short from 5 feet. Almost point blank, and Rubin with the rebound races to the front court. To Murray, down low to Bell. One dribble, a bounce, a hook, and a score. And Thomas looking for that shot in the mismatch with Sims, and he finally connects, and we're tied at 23 with 7 minutes to go in the half.
Back and playing defense, how has Reuben Jones grown up with some of the matchups he's already had to face this year? Really getting better as a defender.
Leonard, with his bus full of Snyder fans, cheering from the stands, off to Weston, back to Leonard. Up fake, cut off by Aaron Scott, who's returned. And now to the point to Weston. Shot clock at 8. Weston driving, dishing, straight on Fussell. 3, got it.
Boy, you wouldn't think that a guy that plays the 5 would be that adept at knocking it down from the top, but he shows that he certainly has that range.
He's not usually that adept. That's just his 4th 3 on 17 tries. They trap Jones at midcourt, no problem. Into the front court, way short of Bell 3 from the left wing, and Sims the board.
Got to call that one ill-advised. North Texas normally a lot more deliberate offensively, too quick in the shot cut.
So the tie didn't last long. Middle ball up 26-23, 6:06 and a half. As Fussell, this time denied a straight-on 3 by Scott. Off to Sims, pass deflected, makes its way to Leonard. An open wing jumper as Jones loses his footing is good, and 4 for Leonard off the bench.
Yeah, he did exactly what you have to do. Don't rush it up just because the defender fell.
Well, this now the biggest Blue Raider lead of the game at 5, 28-23. Back to the backcourt pressure. Jones dribbling out of a trap and foul from behind. Leonard reaching from behind.
Well, I tell you, Middle's come ready to play solid defense. The trap creates chaos, and they don't let up once they get into front court. That's a call that Nick McDevitt does not agree with.
So that's 9 Blue Raider fouls. Next, we'll put the Mean Green in the double bonus, and we've got 5:39 to go in the half. Bell checks out. Perry back in. Leonard staying in. He reacted after the call as if he fully expected to be subbed out, and now the freshman will, in fact,
someone's got to come
be
out.
told, yeah, you're out, you're out. Justin Buford back in for him as Reuben Jones to the line. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Now Dishman will enter. Nick McDevitt kind of making this up on the fly, it looks like. Who's in, who's out? It's Fussell out, Dishman back in. And to counter that, Grant McCaslin will return Abu Usman. Big for small, he'll replace J.J. Murray.
Abu had the 10 points, 5 rebounds against UAB, battling their big 7-footer, but he's been quiet offensively in this first half.
Front end good. Reuben stroking his free throws, all swishes so far, as was his early 3-pointer. So he's got 6, averages 8.9 on 43% from the field, 31% from deep. And perfect now on all 4 free throws, well up from 58% from the line where he started. 28-25, middle by 3, 5.5 to go in the half.
Mean Green get back and settle in defensively, no pressure.
So Dishman back in, so he's up top off the right wing to Tyler Millen. Back down low, Dishman posting against Usman and overpowers him, turns and lays it in.
Dishman's shorter, but he's got that powerful upper body and a nice spin move.
Dishman 3 for 3. Usman has had 1 shot attempt, looking for his first points. Trapped in the backcourt, Perry. Help from McBride to Jones underneath to Scott, and he's fouled as his layup goes around and out. Almost a chance at a 3-point play. Josh Jefferson picks up his second. And now double bonus the rest of the way, and that means 5:07 for the Mean Green trying to get to the line and cut into this 30-25 deficit.
Jefferson definitely stopped what was going to be a throwdown dunk by Scott, and because of the contact, he tried to finesse it and couldn't get the ball to go down.
First free throw no good. Back rim by a pretty good free throw shooter, 71%. Freshman from Legacy, the School of Sports Sciences in Spring. Back in for Usman, Jamiah Simmons. Okay, not setting up the way most have for Abu this year. Unable to pound it low early, get him established on the low block. Scott connects on the second free throw. So 30-26 Middle Tennessee. We approach 5 minutes to go in the half. Cameron Weston walking it up. Bounces on the left side to Buford. Back outside Jefferson, Millen, Weston, Millen again on the left wing. Back to the point, Weston now right side to Buford. Up high, Dishman tries to overpower Simmons, leans in, contact not called, shot not made. Rebound pulled down by Jamiah.
Jamiah held his ground well in there, and he may end up finishing out this half at that post position defensively.
That was a stout stop on that last sequence by Jamiah. Comes up to set a pickup high for Tyler Perry. Perry dealing right corner to McBride. His defender went for a steal. Baseline drive, missed one-hander. Rebound on the run by Jefferson. Races front court and almost handed it right to Trez McBride. He couldn't hang on to it as it's fumbled out of bounds. That will get J.J. Murray quickly back up off the bench and in for Perry.
Blue Raiders will get off to the races quickly when they get a transition opportunity. It's a team that has good spacing, and they're very, very quick.
Inbound from the deep left corner in front of the North Texas bench, Justin Buford. First team All-Alabama in Selma, runner-up for that state's 3A Player of the Year honors. Inbounds, way outside to Dishman. Dishman given about 15 feet of room by Simmons. Off to Jefferson, right wing, three no good, and a foul committed, it looked like, by Buford going for the offensive glass.
Oh, and Simmons going in after that, crashes to the floor, and Jamiah, who has really been harassed by injury in his career, is not getting up.
He is on his back, rolling around. Here comes Will Rath, and in fact, Grant McCaslin races out. Take a look at Maya, who followed him here from Arkansas State 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago now. And Jamiah just doesn't appear to have a specific injury that Will is now looking at. Maybe the right knee getting some attention.
Missed all of last year with an Achilles issue, and he's really writhing in pain. So whatever has happened, it's not just having the air knocked out of you. He's got a lower leg issue of some kind.
Well, the encouraging thing is he's not grabbing that Achilles. Will working on his right knee.
Yep.
And he's going to require help, I think, even to sit up. And so it takes his head coach, his trainer, a couple of his teammates to help him off the court and head straight to the locker room. And the last thing you want to see for that kid.
Yeah, and on a night where we honored retiring team doctor, Doc Schaefer, he's now pulled out of his floor seats and heading back there to tend to a player. So
I shouldn't call him a kid. He's a sixth-year senior.
Yeah, right, he's a man.
Young man.
Been around a long time.
Probably wasn't a kid even when he left St. Thomas, Virgin Islands. So it was almost time for a media timeout anyway. So they will play the ensuing inbounds with 4:05 to go in the first half. It's 30-26 Middle Tennessee. And it'll be Perry inbounding against full court pressure. Weston on the ball. Now they switched. It'll be Murray inbounding. Jefferson not on the ball. They want to trap as soon as that inbounds pass comes, and it comes to McBride. They don't trap him yet. He'll hand it over to Perry. And Perry into the front court marked by Weston. 3:55 in the half. Mean Green down 4 after scoring the first 8 points of the game. Aaron Scott up high, one dribble, hand back Perry. Tyler, pick and fade pass to Scott, off to McBride, down low on the left side to Bell. 7 to the shot clock, back outside, McBride to Perry, a catch and shoot 3, and he drops it in with 3 seconds to spare on the shot clock. First field goal for Tyler Perry, 29-3, 1 point game with 3.5 to go in the half, 30-29 Middle.
Signals that there's hope to recapture a lead before the break.
Weston pick pocket, J.J. Murray at midcourt, took it, drives, reverses, gets hammered, and will shoot 2 hard-earned free throws.
J.J. was going to get clubbed no matter what if he goes with the left hand or if he tries the wraparound. And so heading to timeout, some momentum picked up after that 3 by Perry, steal by J.J. Murray.
3:20 to go in the half. It's 30-29 Middle Tennessee. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield. about a minute and a half longer than North Texas, but the Blue Raiders scoreless now the last 2:06 and stuck on 30-29.
Mean Green finding some pretty good touch in this first half from downtown on 5 of 8. Meanwhile, the Blue Raiders have not been as good from downtown, so that's one way you get back in a game.
Where you let a team back in the game is keep fouling, and J.J. Murray at the line hits the first. J.J. Murray was 2 for 6 from the line for the season in the first 12 games. He was 2 for 3 in the first half in this game.
Only the third game where he's gone to the free throw line.
And 1 out of 2. Couldn't get the second. Millen the rebound, tied at 30, 3:15 in the half. Mean Green 2-2, 1 3/4 pressure. Sims lobbing it over the attempted trap into the far corner. And Buford back to Sims. Bounce between the circles now to Dishman. Scott his man, hand back Millen. Sims again right wing into the corner. An open 3 on the way by Jefferson. Got it. Thomas Bell late arriving. Second tray by Josh Jefferson.
And they were warned not to let Jefferson have the 10 toes to the rim look. He is a rhythm shooter, catch and shoot. And he was wide open in that right corner.
First on either team to double numbers tonight. That's 11 of their 33, middle by 3. Jones works on the left side, up high now to Bell into the near corner. Murray thought about it, back to Bell, almost slipped on his drive. 9 on the shot clock, 1-on-1. Taking Buford down to the low block with 5, with 3, kicks it out for McBride with 2. 1 dribble, pulls up, missed it from 15. Rebound pulled down by Sims.
Got it off in time, but that's where you have to vie for that offensive rebound, and Middle took it away.
Heading down to 2 minutes remaining, middle 33-30. Buford way up high against McBride to the near wing Sims. Veteran who stayed home in Murfreesboro. Into the corner, Dishman. Baseball pass all the way down the baseline to the opposite corner where Millen misses a 3. Rebound Bell.
Once again, though, some of these shooters for Middle are getting isolated looks in the corner.
Nice crossover by Jones, setting up a 10 toes to the rim. McBride 3, and that's the swish to tie it at 33.
He has been money on this home stretch, especially in the first 20 minutes. Another big first half for Drez.
He's got 11, 3 of 4 from 3. 1:33 to go in the half, 33-33. Sims working the near wing with a Dishman pick into a trap down low. Bounce pass down the baseline, easy steal for Murray. Into the front court to McBride. Back to JJ at the point. Thought about a quick 3, thought better of it. Off to Jones, far quarter court. Guarded by Tyler Millen. Millen now switching off as Buford picks up Reuben Jones. Reuben still on the dribbles. Cross from the far wing to the near wing. 8 on the shot clock. Wants to drive. A one-footed pull-up, no good from the baseline. Rebound Sims, and we're down to the final minute of the half.
Once again, Scott had a chance at grabbing an offensive board but couldn't collect it.
And Nick McDevitt will call a timeout with 49.3 seconds. Still tied at 33 apiece. Should we discuss the Hank Dickinson reverse trifecta that is in danger of happening today?
No.
Well, I brought it up, so I feel now I need to
bad sports day.
let the viewers
bad
in.
Sports day. Well,
the Hank Dickinson trifecta:
Uh-huh.
a Kansas University victory, a Kansas City Chiefs victory, and a Mean Green victory. How are you going on those 3 fronts today?
Red Raiders handled the Jayhawks today out in Lubbock, so that one's not good. We won't have a perfect trifecta, and the Chiefs are struggling against the Broncos. So, yeah, let's just focus on the green today, okay? That's the paycheck, that's the love, that's the glory. Mean Green, and we'll worry about the other 2 later.
I just think it's important to realize the stranger operating under today.
Yeah, and in football season, that trifecta doesn't happen very often because my Jayhawk football team rarely rewards me. Basketball.
Well, they beat the Longhorns every year now.
That's the one game I have a chance at the trifecta.
Out of the timeout, inbounding on the near sideline, Buford to Donovan Sims. Top 10 in a slew of categories in Middle Tennessee history. Up high now, Dishman. Driving, missing, well defended by Bell, who wins the battle underneath. Falling down, comes up with the board to Scott. Up the left sideline now to Reuben Jones, and Grant McCaslin will use his timeout with 31.8 seconds.
Boy, I don't know about you. I'm surprised a whistle didn't come out on that actually 2 or 3 opportunities where Bell was playing the way he always does, very aggressive, and he gets the steal and gets the ball back for the Mean Green.
the way this first half has been officiated, going on the theory, it's really more of an observation than a theory, that however a game is officiated in the first half is likely to be called completely opposite in the second. So, maybe they'll just let them play from here on in.
Well, we've definitely seen your theory come into play on this homestand. Drastic reversals in the way officiating crews have behaved from one half to the next. I think there's a few things here that the Mean Green have to be concerned about. One, they thought they could get back to rebounding on the offensive glass better today, and they have not been able to seal away the kind of offensive boards that we saw, for instance, against Rice.
No, they've been outboarded offensively 4-2. And Middle has the only second chance points, 2-0. At the line, it's different. Here, Grant McCaskill in the pregame saying it's an advantage opportunity at the line for the Mean Green. So far, taking advantage, 9 of 13. Middle just 4 for 4. Scott to inbound, 31.8 seconds, 25 on the shot clock, and the throw in to Tyler Perry. And they try to lay in wait for a trap on him, so he sends us to the other side to Murray. Back to Perry. Back to Murray to the left corner. Bell down low, quickly traps Scott. Back outside Murray to Perry. 10 still to shoot. Drives, dishes, back outside McBride. Into the right corner to Perry. Double clutch three. Got it! Double clutched and nailed a tray from deep. 8 seconds for Middle. Now trailing 36-33. Sims with 3 seconds. Trying to get off a step back three. And he almost did. And boy, he got away with a travel. J.J. Murray somehow avoided any contact. He didn't go for the fake. He left his feet at the perfect time, and Sims almost still tied it with a buzzer beater.
And an amazing three by Tyler Perry, given the fact he had to catch the ball on the hop. It was a low bounce pass in the corner. Then he had to rear back double clutch, and what's he do? Swish. Tyler Perry slow to get started, but some big buckets down the stretch to give the Mean Green the lead at the break.
After turnover, both ends of the court for much of that first half. Points off turnovers also even at 9 apiece. Second chance points, hardly any. 2-0 Middle off the bench. 11-9 advantage for the Mean Green. In the paint, 18-6 Middle Tennessee. And speaking of in the paint, Jamiah Simmons, injured in the first half, has just reappeared on the floor in crutches. Still in uniform, but with a big black brace of sorts around his knee. He was smiling. Jamiah is always smiling. We don't have a diagnosis. All we can tell you is he's definitely not coming back, but has at least made it back to cheer on his teammates as Middle will inbound at midcourt in the second half underway. Again, both teams wearing their road colors. It's a colorful look out there. Middle in blue, Mean Green in green. And Middle shooting at the goal to our right here in the second half. They work it up high to Deandre Dishman. And now his hand back to Buford. Back up top, Dishman the other way. Jefferson loses control of his feet and the ball, and the loose ball picked up rolling at midcourt by Jones. Hurries it the other way. Into the left wing to Bell, back out quarter court down when Rubin settled things down. Try and establish Usman early second half. Down low, turns hooks, around and in. And that's how the game usually starts for Abu Usman, but Middle game planned around that in the first half.
Felt like that had to be one of the adjustments. Get Abu into the mix and bang, right off the start, he's there.
38-33, big lead since 8-0 start. Low on the right side, Dishman driving around Abu into the far corner, dropping it a three. Buford, just his 7th three-pointer of the year, 38-36. Blue Raiders within 2. They set up their 2-2-1 full court pressure. Not looking to trap Reuben Jones, who walk it up against Eli Lawrence.
No, but that trap in the first half is something the Mean Green will have to improve upon here in the second half when they throw it on.
Jones off to Thomas Bell. On the right wing, side cleared. Goes to work, into the paint, leans, bangs, can't get the roll, rebounded by Dishman.
Got all the way close to the cup, but maybe a bit too much underneath.
Donovan Sims brings it up, stop and go drive to the circle, and he scores. Jumper over Abu Usman, and we're tied at 38, only his second bucket.
Boy, he likes that mid-range if he can find a soft spot, and that's a shot that not everybody can hit.
Jones, some between the legs dribbles at midcourt to escape Lawrence. Picked up with a switch by Buford. Picks up his dribble, nowhere to go. 10 on the shot clock. Finally coming up to help J.J. Murray. Back to Rubin, bounce down low. Usman again, posting, right baseline against Dishman. Turns, jump hook, a little bit long this time. Rebounded again by Dishman.
Just too much on it. Hit the back of the heel and kicked out, but you like the way Abu is attacking.
So Blue Raider ball tied at 38. 2.5 minutes into the second half. Sims tried to get a three behind a Dishman pick. Can't do it. Lost it. Picked up in mid-lane by Murray, and a blocking foul underneath.
Late whistle. You thought that was going to be off to the races, Dave, but the whistle stops the action.
And it will probably stop action for Abu Usman for a while. It's his third. Tyler Perry was already checking in for McBride, and now Aaron Scott will quickly join him on the floor. I think Abu realized that was his third.
He was hoping he could stay in, but you've got to protect him with 17:35 left, a long ways to go.
Inbounding underneath is Sims out to Dishman. And he stops his dribble, nowhere to go. Crowded by Bell, bounce to the cutter, and Sims sails in for a scoop.
Well, the most experienced guy on the floor for the Blue Raiders showing his basketball acumen.
Their first lead in a while, 40-38 Middle. Perry in control at the point. Guarded by Buford. Looks to Bell in the right corner. Side cleared, backing down against Jefferson. Thomas, physical advantage. Here comes the double by Dishman. Angle pass outside. Murray to Jones. Three good. Reuben Jones drops in his second three. He's got double figures. He's got the Mean Green back on top, 41-40.
Subtle movement on the pass, a little fake before pitching it right side by Murray.
16:45 remaining, Mean Green by 1. As Sims drives into the trap on the baseline. Help comes in the lane from Lawrence. His one-hander blocked. Rebound follow by Dishman, no good. And the foul underneath. That could usually is a foul going over the back by Dishman. Not this time. They call Bell for the block, his second.
You're absolutely right. Normally a reckless play like that where you're coming over the back of another player, that foul's going to be on you. Instead, you've got Deandre Dishman, all 6'6", 240 of him at the line.
And the first free throw good.
You know, he's not a big post, Dave, in terms of length, but he's really strong and solid through the shoulders.
Buford will check out. Leonard in. One more free throw for Deandre Dishman. And he is good again. 2 for 2. To put middle back on top. 42-41.
Here comes press.
Jones inbounding to Perry. Now they'll back off. I'm really curious because it was producing the aggressive full court pressure in the first half. That got them their 5-point lead. And then they just backed off. Look at the Mean Green set up. 15 to shoot. Perry still on the dribble to near quarter court. Shot clock at 10. Picked up by Jefferson at the point. Starts in, pulls up, fires and hits.
Man, he's so good at the step back. Clearing out without fouling, but he gets a little push to get space and then knocks it down.
Third Mean Green double-figure scorer. 10 for Perry, back in front by 1, 43-42. 16 minutes and counting. A 3 on the left side by Sims is short, chased down to the corner by Jones.
Nice job on the rebounding front here to begin the second half.
Into the front court, Bell, before the defense can be set. He gets trapped and tied up, and it'll be North Texas ball out of the timeout. 15:46 remaining, 43-42. North Texas over Middle Tennessee on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. Point being, the Mean Green don't win. They will be 1-2 in conference play after a 32-point opening victory. Out of the timeout, inbounds to Bell and knocked out of his hands by Jefferson. Far sideline, Thomas will inbound. 15:36 remaining, 43-42, North Texas.
The active hands of the Blue Raiders, you can't afford to get lazy at any point on the dribble.
Long limbs, too. Long levers, some coaches refer to it. Inbounds, and it's Thomas Bell backing into the paint with a jump stop and a jump hook, and it's no good, and rebounded finally underneath by Cameron Weston.
Talking about using length, he did there.
Little brings it up, looking for the lead. Not quite 5 minutes into the second half. Eli Lawrence on the right wing, pass down low to Dishman, rejected from behind by Thomas Bell. Spectacular block. Into the front court comes Jones, near corner. Murray an up fake, a baseline drive, and his layup goaltended or blocked by Dishman. It still goes somehow.
Somehow. That looked like that would have been easily cleaned off the glass, but JJ with a nice move along the baseline.
45-42, Mean Green. First bucket by JJ, followed almost by midcourt steal. Weston keeps it away from him. Looking low for Dishman, fronted by Aaron Scott. Into the wing now, Lawrence. Shot clock at 8, back to Weston quarter court. Shot clock 5, Weston one-on-one with Bell. Shot clock at 2, and stumbles as Reuben Jones reaches in trying to strip him. They say he made contact.
You know, in football, when the receiver and the secondary man get their feet twisted up, it's a no call, and that really was inadvertent by Reuben. You could almost say he chose to go through that route, and that's why he got tripped up.
You could definitely say it was a bailout call because there was 2 on the shot clock. Dishman will check out, and 6'10", 215, Christian Fussell, now their big man. Inbounding underneath to Leonard. Now Tyler Millen. To the point, Fussell, a handback for Weston. Weston out of a double team. Cross court for Leonard 3, and it's no good. And Aaron Scott pulls down the rebound and is almost undressed by Fussell. No call there either. Well, we said they're probably let him play more in the second half. Yep, 45-42, Mean Green. Almost 6 minutes into the second half as Tyler Perry waits for a right wing Bell pick. Pick and fade. Pass down low now to Bell. Trying to overpower Josh Jefferson. Help comes from Leonard. Knocks it away. Jefferson with the loose ball, and the freshman from Snyder. Leonard creates that turnover. Jefferson the other way. Running one-hander, no, but the follow jam by Leonard at both ends. His section erupts. Timeout, 13:42 remaining.
My goodness, I guess that section erupted. The bus that came from Snyder wasn't sure they were going to see something that explosive. That's a heck of a follow dunk.
Timeout, 45-44, Mean Green. This is so out of the timeout. Perry, McBride, Jones, Scott, and Bell still on the floor for Grant McCaslin.
Been a good day shooting the ball from downtown for the Mean Green. You want to see that continue in this game. But I think right now you're just seeing a tete-a-tete. Both teams trying to go into the teeth of the defense. And perhaps a little bit too much of Thomas Bell on the ISO. Try to open some other guys up and get them involved.
Three's way better than twos. 8 of 11 from deep. 6 of 17 inside the arc. Jones brings it front court, avoiding any trapping. 13.5 minutes remaining. His pass kicked out of bounds by Weston. And right in front of Ross Hodge. Reuben Jones will inbound with 17 to shoot. Actually, it'll be Aaron Scott now inbounding. Finally handed the ball by Alexander Thompson, and his throw in to Perry. Tyler with 10 hard-fought points. Clearly a focal point of everybody's scouting report. Out of the half-court trap, they work it underneath. And one quick dribble by Bell. Out front, Perry, great head fake. Gets an open three, knocks it down. What a fake to create a wide open look at a 48-44 lead.
And how do you attack a zone? You either go right into the middle of it or you shoot your way out of it. Perry chose the latter.
Millen setting things up to Lawrence. Bustle. In that weave action, a hand back for Weston. Alley-oop, slam down. Leonard again gets his section up on their feet. 48-46. He has got 8 off the bench.
Nick McDevitt, the head coach, saying, I'll go ahead and treat these fans to a little something. Design plays for a talented kid out of Snyder, Texas.
Well, it's letting a freshman feed off the energy on the road, which you never get on the road. I mean, whoever has their entire section that came by bus from Snyder into the paint. Now stopping McBride, left side. Perry catch and shoot three. No good this time over Leonard. The long rebound to the far corner, and Jones follows with a missed three. Pulled down by Weston.
Great job by Bell to keep that possession alive.
Texas 8 of 11 from deep before those two misses. They work underneath to Lawrence. He drives, reverses, scores, won't count. Offensive foul on Weston. That's his third.
Boy, that's a big-time charge to take. Nick McDevitt just kind of throwing his hands up in despair after that. He's enjoying the fact that his team's getting some explosive plays, but you take the charge, it wipes it off.
It's Weston's third foul. It's the team's first of the half.
That's big on Weston because he is really one of their more durable guys.
And he's still out there, not subbing for him. Still trying to set up backcourt trapping action. Jones back and forth, Perry, no problem. And Tyler matched up with Eli Lawrence. Almost a 1-4 set now. Up, take the feed from him, and the left wing is Bell to McBride to Scott. Shot clock at 10. One dribble, hand back to Perry again. Now to McBride, has it open, look at a three. No good. Offensive rebound, pull down one-handed by Bell, and they say he was fouling Christian Fussell with the other arm instead of Fussell pinning Thomas with his arm. Why would Thomas get a one-handed rebound if he had two free hands?
And Fussell had kind of a sheepish grin on his face walking to the sideline as if to say, I may have gotten away with one there.
Well, Thomas and Abu Usman off the bench, and Jareem Dowling off the bench, and now Grant McCaslin off the bench. All the way out on the court, try and get an explanation. Second middle team foul. Instead, it's the third personal on Bell and the fourth team foul. And it's early, but only one team foul on middle. Mean Green count on a big advantage on the line. That makes it that much harder.
Yeah, Dave, you got foul trouble on guys with length like Bell and Usman. You have the injury to Jamiah Simmons. Players like Aaron Scott are going to have to produce big down the stretch.
Sims bringing it up out of the timeout to Lawrence. Now Leonard. Three of the circles, a hand back to Sims, back to Leonard. Left side guarded by his fellow freshman Scott. Two Texan big men. Down low now on the left baseline. Dishman. Usman back in to defend him, and he can't hook over Abu. Rebound comes all the way out to a sitting Dres McBride about 30 feet from the hoop. From his seated position, he gets it to Usman and now Perry.
No panic in Dres. That's the way to handle it.
Perry sends it to Dres down the baseline into a double team. Back out for Perry. Too early for the catch and shoot three. Still 15 to shoot. They work the other side to Murray. Now back to the point. Perry with 10 to shoot. To the left side, McBride. Bounce down low is going to be the makeup call by Amy Bonner. Lawrence from behind Usman. Fairly predictable.
If you were going to say it, I was, because that one has all the trappings of the makeup.
Thing is, it was a foul, but it was definitely going to go on Eli Lawrence. That's his third. Doesn't race that third foul on Bell a moment ago. So out comes Lawrence and back in Josh Jefferson. Jefferson scoreless this half. Team high 11 at intermission. Perry inbounding underneath to Usman. Abu only 2 points and 3 rebounds today. Hand back again to Perry. Perry in a switch by the big man Dishman. So down low. Automatic for Usman. Missed it. Scott there to clean it up, count it, and get fouled.
Well, garbage points can still be pretty, and that was about as pretty as you can be in terms of a cleanup act. Aaron Scott, just a freshman, continues to be really impressive on the rebound stick back front.
Scott to the line, trying to finish the three-point play. 1 for 2 tonight, 71% for the year. This for a 5-point Mean Green lead. Midway second half, and he's good. 10:36 remaining.
That's a really big little moment in this midway point of the second half, what Scott just did there.
Mean Green now setting up some backcourt pressure. As Jefferson, chased by Perry, into the front court. All the way down to the corner where he almost fumbled it away, picked it up just in time to save it to Simmons. Way up high now, Dishman. No one on Dishman that far away from the hoop. To Sims, fires from the foul line, and it's in and out. An over-the-back foul call will be whistled here on Justin Buford.
Well, the foul's starting to even up a little bit in a game that has had a lot of ebb and flow in terms of that department.
Well, team fouls now even, just like that, 4-4.
A lot of physicality in this game, so you got to give the officials a little bit of credit for trying to work through it without blowing it all the time, but there's some obvious hacking going on.
We reach halfway through the second half, 51-46 North Texas. J.J. Murray and Tyler Perry crowded. Could have been a foul call right there on Jefferson. High post pick by Usman. Tyler into the paint, and a foul called underneath, and this will be a hold on Dishman or Buford. Who will get this one? Dishman, that's his third, team's fifth.
Tyler Perry, known for his ability to shoot the ball, but also has a wonderful handle. And it was on display there as he just kind of ricocheted his way through the lane, drew the foul.
Dishman out, placed by Fussell, inbounds Usman, a nifty 360 spin, and he gets hammered underneath. He left Fussell in his tracks.
Usman's doing a nice job negotiating the foul trouble, but looks like he's having to be held back from saying a few things to the opposition.
Well, Amy Bonner just broke up a team huddle with all 5 Mean Green players. There was no blue in that huddle.
Usman and Fussell may be fussing at one another a bit.
Well, Leonard called for his third, and the last foul Middle had to give. 9:49 remaining. Usman steps up to the line where he's 58% for the year, and does not get the roll on the first.
Abu's engine's running a little hot right now, and that can take away some focus at the stripe.
Back in Cameron Weston for Donovan Sims. Kevin Mathis walking up for a uniform adjustment request of Abu. One of his jersey tucked in a little tighter, and he missed the second free throw as well. Leonard pulls down the board. Still 51-46 Mean Green. 9:44 remaining in regulation. Feel of a game that may need more than 40 minutes. Weston. Foul called by Kevin Mathis on a puzzled Dres McBride for completely incidental contact.
Yeah,
Second foul.
The look was one of incredulous.
This is now a series of makeup calls. That is the.
Yeah, I'll get you back. I'll get you back.
That's the hallmark of a struggling crew. Inbounding Leonard to Weston. Weston feeding Fussell up high, right back into Weston's hands. And now Fussell again. Nothing open inside. Hand back goes to Jefferson. He'll launch a three and drop it right in. 51-49.
Led this team in scoring 7 times on the year. Dangerous in terms of always hunting the 3 ball.
First points this half, though. That gives him 14 for the game. Jefferson 3 of 5 from deep. Rest of the team 2 for 10. Perry on the right side with 9 minutes remaining. Unable to shake Jefferson. Scott there to set up a pick, and Jefferson will be called for a foul. Fighting around a pick. Just playing basketball. That makeup call is his 3rd. This is getting to be ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just curling off a little ball screen set up. There's really no reason for it. Graham McCaslin's taking his time to talk to Amy. Wonder if that's a good discussion. She's doing most of the talking.
Well, she seems to have initiated this discussion. I mean, Grant has no problem with that call. Obviously, it gets Tyler Perry on the line. Wow.
I think he's trying to plant a seed for the remaining 8:58. Can we settle this down?
They're letting tackles go and calling touches. And Tyler now with the Mean Green in the bonus hits on the front end.
Not the guy that Middle Tennessee wants to see settling in at the stripe.
And 14 now for Perry. One more free throw. Good again. Pride of Fort Coffee, Oklahoma. Gets the margin back up to 4, 53-49, under 9 minutes remaining. As we wait the next makeup call. Weston between the circles, near side Jefferson. Into a trap, into the right corner to Leonard now. Able to get baseline maneuvering against Scott. Way outside, a 30-foot three, no good by Fessel. Leonard ends up on his back, and now it's Aaron Scott's turn to argue a call.
Boy, and you know the freshman, normally pretty mild-mannered, but he was even fired up at the call, trying to understand why.
You have to say, they're missing them on both ends. I mean, there's very little advantage from this nonstop sequence of questionable whistles. Buford out, and Lawrence back in. Long inbounds pass way up high to Fussell, almost carried it on a hesitation. Hand off to Jefferson, and Thomas Bell got a piece of his floater in the lane, still loose. Picked up by Weston, hangs in the air, and they call the late foul in midair. That may be 4 on Thomas Bell, and it is. And the ridiculous 3rd foul now becomes a factor with 8.5 minutes remaining.
And you can feel just a palpable sense of restlessness in this building right now. It's going to come down to free throws again, Dave.
Again, the 3rd foul on Thomas Bell. While he was being hooked, he had only his left hand available because Fussell had his right hand, and Amy called that a push-off on Thomas, somehow pushing off while being hooked. And negated a one-handed offensive rebound by Bell. To the line, Weston, he misses.
Both teams in the bonus for the remaining 8.5 minutes. And did we have a lane violation there?
Yep. Well, they probably put that on Bell, too.
They did.
So now Weston will get a make-up free throw. He's good, 76%. Scoreless today, averages 8.2 per game, and he misses again.
No reprieve there, and Bell will now come out. Defensive specialist J.J. Murray supplants him in the lineup.
Thomas, without huge numbers today, 5 points, 4 rebounds, but he's Thomas Bell, and you always want him out there. Now Usman will be the big, and McBride will get a probably brief rest with 8.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, nearly a third of every Mean Green possession ends with Thomas Bell doing something.
About double his touches from last year. That much of a focal point. And Weston finally, after 2 misses, including 1 lane violation bonus, connects on the 3rd. 53-50, they set up full court pressure, and they mean it now. Trying to trap Tyler Perry. They gotten away with a forearm. Unbelievable they didn't call that. All right. That's how it's going to be. Usman in the front court, a hand back for Perry. And a Jones pick. Backing off now. 1-4 set. Perry with room to drive. Cut off, though, by Jefferson. 5 on the shot clock. A one-man possession. He'll back out, fire a corner 3, drop it in with 2 on the shot clock.
An interesting ISO. Like you said, he was the only guy that was going to do anything, and he waited until the last moment to splash again.
On a possession that started with him getting away with a forearm shiver. Not called. All right, I guess everything's even now. 55-50, 7:40 to go. Weston crowded by Scott. Out on the perimeter, a give to Jefferson. Foul line extended, 10 to shoot. To the point, Weston, near side Lawrence. Against Jones, side cleared, 5 to shoot. Down to 3, he'll launch a 3, and will not get the roll. Rebound Usman.
Almost, Dave. That one hung around and bounced twice, but fell away.
Maybe Perry tries that forearm shiver again.
Yeah.
Since it's allowed. No, Jefferson crowds and gives it up on the right wing. And it's J.J. Murray, and they'll call a foul on Leonard. J.J. could have easily been called for an offensive foul push-off, but no. All right, 4 on Leonard. And now 18 fouls, and Middle in trouble with 7:11 remaining in the game. 55-50 Mean Green. Timeout of the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield. Just like us, wondering what is the definition of a foul anymore.
Well, 3 Mean Green players in double digits. And Tyler Perry, again, coming off the bench to lead the way with 17. He has really hit some clutch threes.
So out of the timeout, back to the line is J.J. Murray. In the first 12 games, he was 2 for 6 from the line total. These will be his 5th and 6th free throws tonight.
Well, maybe it's just a matter of getting in a groove and having some volume opportunities. Let's see.
Front end is good. And J.J. with 5, averages 4.3. J.J. with a rebound tonight. He has 7 rebounds already from his career high for a season, and he swishes both free throws. So he was 2 for 6 from the line before tonight, and he's 4 for 6 in this one, 57-50. Biggest lead for the Mean Green since they started 8-0. Dishman back in, up high, left side to Weston. Weston Trapped down low. Uzma there to force the ball back outside. And stopping on the baseline. Buford throws it away to Perry. An attempted flop by Jefferson, not called. Perry rushes it up the floor, down low to Scott. His pass off the hands of Murray and stolen by Weston. He comes the other way. A one-man fast break, and he misses a contested drive. Another rebound underneath by Uzman.
You know, Murray's hands have been so dependable on defense, and yet in the offensive transition, he's had some butterfingers today.
Middle scoreless the last two, 48 from the field, 1 for their last 7. This is how they ended the first half. As Lawrence gets up in the grill of Perry and commits his 4th foul and the team's 9th. So let's recheck foul trouble now with 6:21 remaining. Dishman has 3. Jefferson has 3. Off the bench, Weston has 3 with 4. Lawrence and Leonard.
Tyler Perry is heady enough, though, to know the way this game is getting called, that if he can, you know, use the body language a little bit as he did there, he's going to get trips to the line.
And the front end is good. So Tyler, after just his 4th missed free throw out of 47 Thursday night, 5 for 5 in this one. Every one of them necessary. 58-50, he makes this one biggest lead of the game.
Tyler
Leonard will come back in, so good news.
Yep.
But remember, with 4 fouls now.
Tyler from Eastern Oklahoma was familiar with North Texas because of his cousin, Jeffrey Simpson, who played and was a big shot blocker for Johnny Jones back in the early aughts.
Perry again good, and now the big lead at 9, 59-50, 6:21 remaining. So back in, Donovan Sims to run things. He's one of the few yet to be called for a single foul. He has it right side, down to the baseline, crowded out there, outside Weston. And Weston unable to penetrate against Murray. To the near side, Buford, top of the circle with 8 to shoot. Dishman back into the hands of Sims, bumped a little by Murray, but they let that one go. Cross-court feed. Goes to Buford, hangs and misses as the shot clock expires. Mean Green forces a turnover.
Well, Middle Tennessee's sitting on 50 points with 5:50 left to go. This is where Mean Green defense suddenly kind of takes over a game, and we've seen it so many times down the stretch. You can sense that the fans here see what's happening.
And timeout called by Grant McCaslin as the Snyderites are now quiet in their seats, and the Mean Green fans now getting up on their feet, applauding what is happening here late in the second half.
Well, the Mean Green, the perfect recipe when things are working. They're deliberate on offense, taking about 21 seconds per possession, and they're stubborn on defense. And they have been holding teams in their victories under 60 points. Can they do that? Can they keep Middle Tennessee from scoring 10 more points with nearly 6 minutes left? Right now, they've got the defensive flow to suggest that could happen.
These teams only met in the conference tournament last year. First round win, 76-56 for the eventual champion Mean Green.
Yeah, Mean Green shot a blistering pace from downtown in that game in Frisco.
So out of the timeout, both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. Next middle foul, Mean Green in the double bonus. North Texas has 17 fouls, so 1-1 for the Blue Raiders. With 5:49 remaining, inbounds into the backcourt for Perry. Marked to the backcourt by Weston. Weston with 3 fouls. The Mean Green Bell with 4 fouls, Uzman 3, and they're the only
Abu in the switch.
Perry fouled by Weston, who now joins the group with 4, and that is 10 team fouls, double bonus for the final 5:36 for the Mean Green. And the guy they won on the line is masterful at getting there in this game. Tyler Perry already 6 for 6 with 2 more coming.
I was really worried Abu in that switch was going to get called for the foul, so that one goes in favor of the Mean Green.
Swish on the first, 7 for 7. Tyler now for the season 50 of 54.
And it's a second half takeover by Tyler Perry.
Yeah, 8 at intermission now. He's up to 20. And still over 5.5 minutes to go. Lead is now double digits for the first time, 60-50. Second free throw. He gets the roll. 8 for 8. Jefferson returns for Weston after that fourth foul. Jefferson with 3 himself, and Murray will check back in for Perry. No, for Jones.
Rubin's going to take a seat, and I'm telling you tonight, Murray has done his job defensively. These are big moments for him to put the icing on the cake.
61-50. North Texas, 5.5 minutes remaining. Middle needed to be pretty much perfect the rest of the way. Donovan Sims starts with a sail-in backhand lay-in. That is exactly what they needed from their veteran.
Blue Raiders' homegrown scorer / playmaker comes through.
Ending 8 unanswered Mean Green points over 2.5 minutes. Middle averages 76 points per game. They're at 52. That's right about where most North Texas opponents are. 20-25 below their average for the season. Murray passing up a deep corner 3. Too much time, so drives and hands off for Scott. Aaron gets the lay-in, and he ends up landing hard. Foul by Leonard, who fouls out with 4:57 remaining.
Well, Leonard had some moments in this game, a high-flying follow dunk, but in the end, he won't be around for the remaining 4:57. Meantime, Aaron Scott having himself a pretty good game during his freshman campaign, coming through big, knifing his way along the left block for that last bucket.
Well, they're saying Leonard with 4 fouls.
Oh, I had him.
They changed one earlier, so he's still in the game. I think he's surprised to still be in the game. He was walking toward the bench. That was number 4. And here comes the foul in the Mean Green as Sims gets Murray on his back. JJ with his second, team's 8.
I had him with 5 too, Dave. So somewhere along the way, missed that one.
Reuben Jones back in for Murray. Well, officially Lawrence 4, Leonard 4, Weston 4, Dishman 3, Jefferson 3.
Yeah, living on the edge in terms of the foul troubles for the Blue Raiders.
Sims on the line, good. 96% free throw shooter, 2 for 2. And now double figures with 10 points and 1 more.
Top 10 at Middle in career 3-pointers, steals, and assists. So he's been a very dependable player.
Second also good. He is tied for 8th in threes. Now number 9 all time with his 88th start tonight. Dishman checks out for Eli Lawrence. And the big man, the 6'10", ultra slender Christian Fussell, the second-year freshman. 4:40 to go, 63-54, Mean Green by 9. No problems for Tyler Perry getting it front court to McBride. Back to Perry. Starting again with that 1-4 set. Now Usman pops way up high to set a pick. Perry kept from driving by Sims. Still on the dribble. Shot clock under 10. Another Usman pick offered. In a switch, drives on Fussell. Running one-hander, in and out. Long rebound taken by Sims and bumped in the backcourt. By Perry, that's his 3rd.
He stopped a fast break opportunity. Had the kind of fouls to give.
Well, no one has any more team fouls to give. That's the 9th on North Texas.
But it doesn't put Perry in a real precarious situation as long as he can continue to play within himself.
So now it's become a free throw shooting duel. Sims getting to the line for Middle Tennessee. Perry getting to the line even more often for North Texas. Sims first, good.
Yeah, and both teams getting their really good free throw shooters in that position.
Sims at Rice Thursday. A horrible night. Just 17 minutes, 1 for 10 from the field, missed all 5 of his threes. Picking up for it with a more typical performance, although this is short on the second free throw. Another Usman board, 63-55. An 8-point lead. We approach 4 minutes remaining.
Those are the boards you have to have. When a good free throw shooter misses, you've got to take advantage.
McBride in the near corner, bounce down low. Usman backing against Fussell, can overpower Fussell, and he knows it, and he steps in and banks, and it is goaltended by Leonard. Counted for Abu Usman. Timeout. 3:52 remaining. The Mean Green with a 10-point lead. 65-55 on Learfield.
All right, man. On your feet, make some noise. If you want a free T-shirt, come here now.
Right.
Chattering away with us. Well, he'll do both on Monday. We're sure of it. 3:52 to go in this one. 65-55 for North Texas. Chance to get perhaps a winning streak reestablished after the 6-game streak ended by UAB Thursday night. Again, UAB upset today at Rice, which is now 2-1 after being destroyed in their Conference USA opener a week ago here. And Green needing this win to match the Owls at 2-1. Who would have thought that? Middle in danger of starting 0-2 after cancellations last weekend against UTSA and UTEP. On the near side, Jefferson, a step back three denied by Jones. So into the right corner, Fussell. Back to Jefferson. Side clear, drives into a trap. Bell back in with 4 fouls. Hanging in the air, missing. Rebound by Scott.
Excellent job by Reuben Jones to fight in the double team, and then Scott gets fouled after grabbing the rebound.
And I think now Leonard has fouled out. Officially. That is it for the freshman from Snyder, who will get a standing ovation from his section, as well he should. Outstanding energy he provided them off the bench. 4 of 6 shooting, 8 points, 4 rebounds.
Yeah, a really good pickup out of Snyder, Texas for the Blue Raiders. But he's not around for the remaining 3:29. And yeah, he's been the Energizer bunny, if you will, for the Blue Raiders. They will miss what he infuses out there on the court.
Nick McDevitt going with Buford, Fussell, Sims, Jefferson, and Lawrence. Next potential foul out would be Eli Lawrence. He's got 4. As Aaron Scott steps to the line in the double bonus. 6 points, including 2 of 3 from the free throw strike. 6'7", and he wants it emphasized. 200-pound freshman. He's put on 10 since he arrived on campus. First free throw is no good, to round it out. And he'll try one more. Excellent stroke and knocks it in. One of the most impressive things Aaron Scott has done all year is keep a grad transfer 4-year starter out of the Pac-12, Amir Wright, on the bench. Yeah, good pass to the freshman. Middle works it up for a 3 in the corner. An air ball long by Buford. An offensive rebound. Fussell stripped and knocked out of bounds into the middle ball.
Scott did a good job getting to that left corner and extending that left arm, so he was flying at the shooter to cause an errant long shot.
This is the big lead of the game for either team. 66-55, North Texas, 3:17 to go. Sims trouble getting into Fussell. Right back to Sims. Quick 3 on the way and short, and rebounded by McBride.
North Texas on the rebounding edge here in the second half, really doing what they had to do, ramping up the Karams.
Separating as they did at the end of the first half. North Texas has hit 4 of their last 5. Middle has missed 7 of their last 8 from the field. Under 3 minutes, shot clock at 10. Perry on the dribble. High post pick by Bell. Step back 3 on the way. No. Rebound Jones. He'll kick it back out, and it's off of Scott and stolen by Lawrence. Here comes Middle. Jefferson fouled in transition. That's a good foul and a good call against Drez McBride.
Mardrez backpedaling, but knowing I've got to stop an easy bucket here, so he committed the hard foul.
That is his 3rd, team's 10th. Double bonus for the final 240 both ways. Jefferson 3 for 3 in this game. 31 of 33 for the season, and he's good on the first.
Yeah, he's deadly at the stripe. Pretty deadly from above the arc as well.
That's his 15th point. Yep. 3 out of 5 on threes in this game. Dishman back in for Buford. One more free throw coming for Jefferson. Started out at Lakeland Junior College 2 years, then on to Illinois State, then Wisconsin Green Bay, and now Middle Tennessee. Potential conference record for number of schools attended. Both free throws good by Jefferson, 66-57.
Transfer portal makes everything possible in terms of how many places you're going to play at.
A lot of 2 school players, some 3, very few 4. Perry can't get it out of his hands. They try and trap him. No good trying to do that. So to Scott, and his return pass stolen by Jefferson for a breakaway, and he gets fouled in midair by Scott.
Excellent anticipation by Josh Jefferson getting in the passing lanes and Again, an experienced player. He sniffed out that pass, took it down, and took the hard foul.
Just 2 on number 2, Aaron Scott. 2:12 remaining for 2 more free throws forthcoming for Jefferson.
Boy, you're trailing. This is everything you want if you're middle. Clock is stopped. You're trying to chisel away at that mean green advantage, and you've got your best free throw shooter at the stripe.
6th year. It is his 3rd as athletically a senior. Transfers, COVID, all adding up. Double bonus, first free throw good. Perfect 6 for 6 night. 17 points. New Albany, Indiana. Josh Jefferson helped to a 4A state championship. 27-1. 6 years ago now. The second free throw short off the front rim down to Bell with 2:08, 66-58. 8-point lead and 2 minutes to nurture at home. And Tyler Perry will dribble the clock down. The 1-4 set in the center jump circle. 1:55 and counting, 14 to shoot. Trying to hold off Eli Lawrence. And deal into the near corner to Jones. Drives baseline, and they call an offensive foul drawn by Weston, who gambled his 5th foul to get the charge on Jones, Ruben's 3rd.
Weston has not done much today in terms of scoring, but that's a big call he just got there because Ruben was hopeful of exploding to the rack and dunking. And Weston got set.
How many mid-air dangerous fouls have we seen?
Yeah, no, it's Evel Knievel all day long.
Well, now it seems to be a timeout, but no one has called a timeout. And
they want to go to the monitor.
Yeah, there's going to be a video review. Perhaps to decide whether anything happened flagrantly. Ruben Jones driving baseline and then launched what was going to be a hammer, a thunderous jam. And he got upended at midair. Let's pause here during the video review for station identification. 10 seconds on the Mean Green Sports Network. .148 remaining, 66-58 Mean Green. First half mostly Middle Tennessee scrambling the game with 8 turnovers forced by mostly full court pressure, and they've backed off and only shown that aggressive a look a few times here in the second half. Turnovers even at 12, points off turnovers even at 13. Rebounding almost even, 28-27 Middle offensively now. 9-5 Middle, second chance points, they lead 7-3. And out of the timeout, Weston brings it all the way, reverses, scores. A baseline to baseline drive by Cameron Weston with 4 fouls and a quick timeout by Nick McDevitt with 1:41. A game that has been tightened up again after a 66-55 lead, now 66-60.
And in Mean Green wins, that 60-point plateau has been big. They have held opponents to 60 or less in the 8 wins. So now you're sitting on an even 60 and a 2-possession lead for the Mean Green. How about Cameron Weston? Pretty quiet most of the day, but he gets the charge call on Ruben Jones and takes it the length of the floor and just hot knife through butter, makes his way to the basket to keep this thing close.
Mean Green coaching staff thought he was their best overall player, not necessarily best in any one area, but best overall. Downhill driver, just took it downhill all the way from baseline to baseline for only his first field goal of the game. And they count on more scoring than that from him. Just 3 points tonight. He averages better than 8.
Well, like a lot of teams in the nation, Middle has been overcoming some COVID issues, and he was one of the last guys to make it here to Denton because of that.
And the inbounds pass by Jones, knocked out of bounds by Jefferson into his own bench. With 1:40 to go, Middle down to one more timeout. McCaslin still has 2. Both teams double bonus. 66-60 North Texas. Inbounds Jones into a desperate trap for McBride, and he may need to get a timeout call. Did he? He did. And that is the next to last timeout by McCaslin. There was very little for Drez to do with that inbounds into the deep corner with the trap basically already there waiting for him.
Well, when Lawrence backed off the inbounder, you knew he was going to search a double team, and so that's exactly what happened. You don't want to be in the corner in the middle of a double team, and Drez Took about as much time as you can possibly take before getting a crucial timeout.
Quick spin down the foul list again. Leonard has already fouled out for Middle Tennessee. Lawrence and Weston each with 4. Bell still with 4 for North Texas. And here's the group with 3 fouls. McBride, Perry, Jones, and Usman.
And for McBride, this is the first time all season he's been saddled with 3 fouls. We talked about the fact that on the year, he's done a great job staying away from fouls.
Goslin hoping for a sizable advantage at the foul line. It's a decent advantage. 19 of 26 for the Mean Green, 13 of 16 for the Blue Raiders. And now they will not guard the inbounds pass by Jones. Again, trying to set the immediate trap wherever he goes. With 1:36 remaining, 2-possession game. The throw in goes to McBride quickly out of the one trap to another, and Jones fumbles it away in the deep corner. Middle forces a turnover, down 6, and they will race Weston back into the game.
Almost as if Nick McDevitt is playing defense. He's running up and down that Blue Raider bench. He was right there in the corner when the turnover occurred.
J.J. Murray will re-enter. McBride thought it was for him. It's for Reuben Jones instead. So Blue Raiders now fighting their way back into the game. 4th Mean Green turnover in the last 2 minutes. That's why it's still a game. Inbounds to Weston. Jump stop in the lane. Leans in on Bell. No call, no shot. Tipped up, controlled by Dishman. Back up. Rejection by Bell. It looked like into the hands of J.J. Murray. And now Perry weaving his way into the front court with 1:13.
That is one huge redirect by T. Bell, and he took one on the chin.
Perry trying to keep it away from Lawrence, who dives, almost comes up with a steal. Perry to shot, back to Perry with 1 minute remaining, 10 on the shot clock, 6-point lead.
Bell's hurting, really hurting on that chin.
He waves off the bench, though. He's not coming out. Perry bumped by Jefferson, trying to foul him. He didn't. Shot clock expires, and Perry sends in a 30-footer. Are you kidding me?
Unreal shot and a new career high for Tyler Perry. That breaks his previous high set against Kansas, and it wakes this place up. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just a Hail Mary full of swish.
Another way to say it, that's Steph Curry.
Yeah. Are they looking at it, though?
I think there is a chance he got that off a hair late. Just remarkable. As he's falling out of bounds almost from the far corner court. It's probably more like 33, maybe 35 feet, and swished it for 69-60, 47.6 seconds.
Initial replay angle didn't show you the shot clock,
yeah.
So they're going to have to find a different angle that will allow them to see whether or not he got it off in time.
So Kevin Mathis and Alexander Thompson over for a look. Anything that isn't obvious, you don't expect to be overturned.
Right.
And I'm not sure how obvious this could be.
Yeah, that was...
From an artistic standpoint, it would be a shame if it's taken away from Perry. I mean, it's the shot of the year for him.
Yeah. But we've come to expect that late in the shot clock, he's not going to panic. And he actually kind of moved a little to his right, Dave, so it wasn't a fadeaway or a jump into. It was more of a push shot with the right hand, leaning to his right.
Shot put style.
Well, there's muscle memory for these guys that are such great shooters, and that's exactly what Tyler is.
The video review continuing. And, see, I mean, Middle has completed their bonus timeout. They're ready to play. Mean Green still huddled on the floor, waiting for the eventual decision, which apparently is about to be announced, I think, by Kevin Mathis. Grabs the control to roll back the replay. And it will stand. Rob Coffey just told you, no contradicting Rob Coffey.
Yeah, and Nick McDevitt, to his credit, he's not pitching a fit for Middle, but he is out on the floor a long ways, as if to say, I hope I get a favorable call down the stretch.
Well, it better happen quick, because now 47.6 seconds and 69-60. Green overcoming the flurry of turnovers, 4 in the last 239 by hitting 5 of their last 7. Now 10 of 17 on threes, 59% middle, 5 of 19. There is the bigger difference than even at the line. Inbounding, Jefferson to Weston. Racing up, front court feed, Lawrence into the hands of Sims. He'll drive and bounce it to Dishman, and he's challenged midair by Bell. No call, ball out of bounds. Call by Amy Bonner after the miss is going to be on Aaron Scott with 38.2 seconds.
By the way, Bell's playing with 4 fouls. So he is living on the edge every time. He's had blocks, he's had great defensive seal-offs.
That looked like he decided this is where I'm going to spend my 5th foul. I'm not giving Dishman a jam. He's on the line instead. Shoot 2. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Scoreless from the field this half and misses the front end. So at 8 points as Buford returns for Eli Lawrence. Dishman, a 2-year starter at Eastern Kentucky, now a 6th-year junior. He sat out 3 years ago, transferring, and the following year didn't play at all with a knee injury. And this summer on a tour of Costa Rica, or that summer, now 2 years ago, the Costa Rica tour ended with him out for the year. Second free throw good, 69-61. Baseball outlet pass is too long by Bell. McBride unable to chase it down. It flew 95 feet out of bounds. And with 37.7, back to middle in an 8-point game.
But Drez did touch it. Otherwise, that ball comes back down to the other end had he not been able to at least put a paw on it.
That was Hetty. Inbounds Weston. Races up to Lawrence. Right side. Drives against Scott. Hangs in the air. No call. Rebound Bell. Reaching in to foul him and stop the clock is Dishman. And now Dishman with his 4th and 30.1 seconds.
Well, Bell has definitely been the beast we've gotten used to. And I know he took a shot in the chin late in this game that's still bothering him. But, boy, he's never going to do anything but be tenacious when it comes to grabbing that basketball. Rebounds are even now, 30-30. The Mean Green had to kind of wake up on that rebounding front.
So Bell to the line, and the first is no good, in and out. He's 13th in the conference, 13th in free throw shooting, 72%. Not tonight, though, 0 for 2, one more. For a 9-point lead in 30.1 seconds, and also no good. Rebound Jefferson, still 69-61, 27 seconds. How quickly can they get Jefferson to the paint? And he drives and scores, and a quick timeout. The last by McDevitt with 22.6 seconds.
Jefferson on the drive coming in from the right side, trying to lean into Bell and maybe try to end his night. But again, Bell's done a great job working around 4 fouls down the stretch.
Full timeout we'll take here with 22.6, 69-63 North Texas. This is Mean Green basketball from Learfield. Trying to close out Middle Tennessee, now out of timeouts and trailing 69-63.
It's been a battle. I mean, it's really been a battle. These two teams go back a ways.
Yeah, the full court pressure, the intention of Middle Tennessee to scramble the game from the very start made this a different type of challenge than most of those North Texas has faced. They don't guard Bell on the inbounds pass, which he gets to McBride. Back to Bell, 18 seconds. Into the hands of Jones. It turns, trips, Picked up by Dishman, a no call. A Jefferson three is an air ball saved. Inbounds to Murray, and now a whistle. And what is Kevin Mathis saying?
Long ways away from where the ball was. He's on the opposite side. Flop warning.
Flop warning on Jefferson. With 8.9 seconds, and McDevitt is standing next to him like, come on.
Yeah.
You're warning him with 8.9 seconds. Well, I mean, that's by the book. All right. Well done, Kevin Mathis. It's the second, so that means it is a one-shot free throw coming for Perry. In effect, technical foul with 8.9 seconds.
To add to a career day.
And good by Tyler. The only appropriate way for his game to end. But it will be remembered by everybody that saw it by the buzzer-beating 35-foot fall away. Curry style. So 70-63. And the Mean Green inbounding. Bell will be guarded this time by Buford. The throw in to Perry. They back off. This is going to be it. Perry will dribble out the final seconds of the 70-63 bounce back win by the Mean Green to improve to 9-4, 2-1 in Conference USA, 6-2 at home, and now winners of 7 of their last 8. Middle falls to 9-6. They start conference play 0-2, and 1-6 on the road with their 3rd consecutive loss, their 4th in their last 7 games after they started the year 7-1.
Well, it's a good bounce back, and this was maybe tougher than fans thought it would be coming in after a disappointing loss to UAB just 2 nights ago, but this is the ebb and flow of league play, and it's a reminder that, you know, you've got 3 days to get 2 games in the books, and North Texas bounces back at the right time against a much improved Middle Tennessee team.
Career game, Tyler Perry, 25 points on just 10 shots, 6 of 10 from the field, 4 of 6 threes, 9 for 9 from the foul line. They needed all of them. 70-63 final. The Texas Health Presbyterian postgame show next on the Mean Green Sports Network from Learfield.